here to just do a little intro to this video because I realized while I was editing that I didn't have an intro to explain to you guys what I'm doing in this video. So I didn't want it to be just straight into the kind of video. I wanted to explain a little bit. So hopefully I can do that now and do it quickly without talking too long to make this video even longer than it already is. But I will, in case you don't want to hear all of this stuff that's coming out of my mouth, in the down bar I will tell you the time that the dyeing of the hair actually starts. Alright. Excuse the area, this is my front room, but the best lighting that I have right now is in here, so I decided to just come in here and tell you guys a little bit about what the video is going to be about. She really wanted copper tips with red on the top, so a little bit of an ombre to bright copper, and I think we really accomplished it. In the video in the very beginning I show you the products that you would need to accomplish this, but know that her hair was already lightened at the ends, so we didn't really have to lighten anything. And I talk about it a little in the video how she has a darker band in her hair and blah blah blah. You'll hear me talk about it, but in the video I don't specifically say which product we used first. So first we used the copper color, and that's what we put on the shaft of her hair, and we used 20 developer on that part because we want it to lift more. And then on the stuff that I put at the ends of her hair, we only put a 10 because it was already blonde. I just want to say that because I don't really say that in the video. So for something that's already lightened, you want to put on a lesser developer so you don't have as much damage to your hair. Totally love to answer any questions that I can. I've been doing my hair again since I was 14. I have learned a lot through trial and error, and I'm sure I still don't have the best advice out there, but I know a lot of people like to do their own hair, so I like to do my own hair. Yeah, okay, so that was a really long intro. I feel like I've been talking forever. Let's jump into this hair tutorial. So these are the products that you're going to need, and here's a random view of the dye after it was mixed. Me stirring it. Alright, let's go back to the products there, Liz. Okay, so we had a 20 developer, a 10 developer, and the high color in copper, and I think the other one was sizzling copper. So those are the things you're going to need. Cool. Let's jump into it. So first I brushed through her hair to make sure there were no knots, and we kind of split it ahead of time into 3 parts. Here I am just splitting it again. Got the dye. And now I'm just laying out exactly where I'm going to put the dye down because her hair had some roots growing in, which were kind of a light ash brown, so they would have developed a lot faster. So we're just going through the mid shaft of her hair where there was already dark brown dye on it, and as you can see her ends are already lightened. So and I'm also kind of painting it through her hair and then using my fingers to kind of push it down through all the layers of her hair. I'm also going to grab a comb. Let me see if, yeah. Oh no, not yet. Getting ahead of myself. So yeah, I'm just painting it on there, squishing it, painting it on, just making sure that I don't pull it through her ends quite yet because her ends, like I said again, are already lightened. So eventually here, I'm going to grab a comb and start to comb through the hair. Here it goes. To make sure, again, all the pieces are saturated, and to kind of comb it up into her roots just so it's not just like a flat line of different colors, so that it looks like it's gradual. We are going to put dye on her roots at the very end, but I just wanted to make sure that there was no stripes. And then I'm brushing it, combing it also through the tips of her hair again, so that it's not totally saturated with color at the bottom, but just so there's no strips. So now I'm gonna fast forward. I'll be back.
forgot to turn my camera back on, and I had gone through a few of the other layers of hair, but I was just doing the same exact thing, just brushing it on, then kind of pushing it down through the hair layers, and then brushing it through with the comb. And then I was just checking to see how it was developing. So I'm just on the middle layer right now, doing the same exact thing I did at the bottom. Now we're just taking down her top layer of hair. As you can see, this part has a lot more blonde in it, so we are gonna be just putting the dye straight on the darkest part, the middle part of her hair. So here I am, I'm just kind of mapping it out again, and once again we are going to do the same thing that we did on all the other layers. You can kind of see the color of the dye, how dark the dye's gotten. And yeah, I'm just gonna do the same thing I did before. Once again, just taking down a layer of hair and splitting it up and painting on the color and doing the same technique I've been doing throughout her head of hair. Also, I'm taking my fingers and kind of smushing it and pulling it in between. I find this is a good technique to kind of make it not a perfect line with the hair dye so it doesn't look so stark, and then combing it also helps, but that little finger swipe thing is a really good technique that I've learned over time of playing with my own hair. Now that the middle part of her hair is done, we started with the high color highlights, the other red color, and we mixed that with developer of 10. And now I'm painting this through her whole head of hair. We weren't getting much lift from the other stuff, so we decided to just throw this on top of it to give it a little extra pop of copper. And also we're pulling this through her ends now to give her ends that really coppery color. And then at the very end you'll see we are going to pull them through her roots because her roots are going to lighten very quickly. Gotta get that product shot. Ooh, pumpkin spice lattes. Now here is my little cute daughter waking up from her nap with her kitty ears. Ain't she the cutest? Don't worry guys, windows were open all throughout the house. So we were now putting the dye on her roots as well as the ends of her hair that were super blonde, because she pretty much is going to rinse her hair as soon as I'm done doing this, just because the fact that she doesn't want neon orange roots. She wanted her tips to be super super bright and neon orange, but not her roots. So yeah, so we just keep painting, and this part is a little bit more messy because most of her hair is already saturated. I'm just making sure everything is all worked in and all of her roots have color on them. Remember guys, I am not a professional hairstylist, so I'm just doing what works for me, and you know, do at your own risk. And now I'm starting to just massage it into her roots just to really double check and make sure everything is super saturated, because there's nothing worse than having a spot on the top of your head where the dye did not hit and you look a little bit crusty. So I'm just taking extra dye and just pushing it into her roots. So after I massaged it all in, she is going to go run into the shower and rinse it all out. And we didn't have time to dry her hair, but she is hopefully going to send me a picture so I can insert it at the end of the video to show you what it came out to look like. But I do have a video of her hair wet, so here it is. I love how it came out. It's so pretty. The ends are the prettiest copper colors. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!